Good morning. It's Monday, June 1st, the first day of a new month. And I want to talk today about something good for a change. There's so much bad stuff going on in this place in the United States. We have COVID-19, we have these riots, we have lack of government control. But I want to talk about something that's definitely controlled and definitely a happy event. We're going to talk about the space shuttle, the Crew Dragon, the spaceship that's taking two astronauts, Bob Behnken and Doug Hurley, into space. Now, it's the first time that we have fired a space shuttle since July 8th, 2011. Since then, Russia's Soyuz rocket has been the only vehicle available to do crewed flights to the International Space Station. And just one seat on Soyuz runs NASA about $80 million. So here's the good news. After spending nearly a full day in orbit, the two passengers on SpaceX vehicle, which is called the Crew Dragon, docked 10:30 Sunday morning. And if you want, you can watch what's going on at the space station. They have a site set up for it. And if you look around, you can get it online and watch what's going on out there. Anyhow, the astronauts became the first astronauts launched into space on a privately owned rocket. They also became the first to pilot a spaceship using only touchscreen controls. There are 3 touchscreen panels in front of them with a few buttons below. So during the few times that they have to manually control the spacecraft, they use that like a video game style of piloting a spacecraft. Now, they are capable of flying to the station on their own, the 2 astronauts. They have practiced using the yoke mechanism, so they're experienced, they can handle it. The spacecraft has an automatic docking system. So what happens is the pilots flew a little bit before they got near the docking station, and then they turned it over to the Crew Dragon to dock itself, right? And the Crew Dragon took over and did the rest of the operation and docked them. Now, the docking system that the Crew Dragon has is a series of sensors and cameras to help the vehicle approach the International Space Station. And then it grabs onto an existing docking port. Now, this technique was tested successfully last year when SpaceX launched a test version of the vehicle to the International Space Station without a crew on board. But this time, Crew Dragon was carrying a very precious cargo. So this launch is critical for SpaceX. This is a company formed by Elon Musk, who owns Tesla, right? Now, Musk has had this view of having humans populate other planets, go someplace and develop, I don't know what I want to call it, cities or something on some other planets. But in any event, this is the first step in his vision of sending people to Mars. But this is the final major test for SpaceX as part of NASA's development program. There were two contestants, SpaceX and Boeing, and SpaceX pulled ahead in the race and won the right to launch humans first. And this mission, is the last big test for that program, meant to determine if Crew Dragon is ready to start regularly carrying NASA astronauts to the International Space Station in the years ahead. So SpaceX had a lot riding on this. There's one big step left in this program, though. The astronauts have to come home eventually. And they have to test Crew Dragon's ability to return humans safely to Earth. NASA hasn't decided when the pair will head home. It'll be sometime between the next 6 and 16 weeks. And when that decision is made, the astronauts will climb back into their Crew Dragon capsule and begin the intense journey back through our planet's atmosphere. Now, Crew Dragon is equipped with heat sensors, a heat shield to protect the astronauts from the fiery descent. It gets very hot on the way in. The capsule has 4 parachutes designed to open and gently lower the vehicle into the Atlantic Ocean. After splashdown, a SpaceX recovery boat will greet the crew and take them and their capsule back to shore. And let's hope everything goes according to plan, because it's time that we had something wonderful to think about in this country. This is a feather in SpaceX's cap. It's great to see 2 astronauts up there. And so in a few brief words, hear what we accomplished. The United States government, NASA, and a private company, SpaceX, combined and spent over 6 years working hard together to complete this mission. This mission covered 250,000 miles in 19 hours before it successfully docked. So in my mind, this is an example of the future, of something we can hope for. Combination of people willing to work together to achieve something great. Now, if only our government and all the disparate groups that exist in this country could watch and think about that, we would really have something to look forward to. So I hope that there are a lot more good things to talk about. So I'll say goodbye. All right.